Hey guys, it's Miss Smith. All right, today we are going to start a room interior using 1-point perspective, and this will also take more than one session, so please do not throw it away. You will work on it on a different day as well. All right, so the first step is we are going to make an X from corner to corner. Very important that this does use a straight edge. So you could get a folder or a notebook. You could even lay a box of cereal down to help line your pencil up from corner to corner. Okay, so where the two X's intersect, that is where your vanishing point is going to be. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create a square. Before you do so, watch what I do. So if you make a small square, and I'll freehand this. If your lines are very crooked, you might want to use your ruler. But if I make a small square, and then I erase my X, this makes my room appear longer. Like I have more floor and wall space. So this would be good if you were making a long hallway or a very deep room. But now let me erase this one, and I'm going to make a larger square. So from our last assignment on the illusion of space, when things get further away from us, they get smaller. So if we make our square larger, that is going to bring that wall closer to us, because when things are closer to us, they're larger. Okay, now let me erase this. Vanishing point still stays. Don't erase that or you'll have to refind it. Okay, so now I have a more shallow room. Okay, so you decide how deep you want your room to be by the size that you make your square. As long as you have enough floor space to draw on, because we're going to do some, I'm going to show you how to do things onto the floor, and I'm going to show you how to do some furniture. As long as you have room to do what you want to do, the wall space and all of that, that doesn't matter. We're also going to do a window and a door. So as long as you have enough room for that, it doesn't matter what size your square is. So just make sure it's not too big. I think I'm going to shrink mine down just a little bit. The corners of your room do have to, that's crooked, have to touch these lines that are going to your corners. Okay, so I did a little bit of in between. Okay, straighten my lines up just a little bit. All right, so I'll do a lot of erasing on here as I show you lots of different things that you can do. All right, so there's my vanishing point. Here's my wall, my back wall, my two side walls, my ceiling, and my floor. So let's start with doing a door. And you can do it on either side, but I'm gonna start here. And so just like on our previous city, a door is always, it's standing, so it's gonna have a vertical line. That line should be parallel with that edge of your paper if it's going vertical. Make sure you bring it up high enough. Sometimes in the classroom, people will make little short doors and it looks kind of weird. All right, now the top of this door is going to go to that vanishing point. And then when I get the width of the door the way I want it, I'm going to go vertical yet again. Okay. This line is slanted for my wall. It's kind of bugging me. Now, this could just be your door. You can put some kind of door handle on there if you want. You could even make a second square around here to kind of create some framing if you want to show some details. But I also want to show you how you can make that a hallway. Okay. So I'm going to erase my door handle. Now, I'm going to erase a line and I'm going to add 2 lines. So I'm going to erase this line for the floor. And I'm going to add a horizontal line here and a horizontal line here. And now I've created the illusion that we could turn and walk down this hallway. So in your instructions for your assignment, I'm going to ask you to either do a door or a hallway, and you can choose what you want to turn it into. All right, I'll leave mine as a hallway. Okay, now I'm going to come over to this other wall, and we're going to do a window. So just like our previous city, and just like this door, we're going to start with a vertical line. And then the top and the bottom are going to angle towards the vanishing point. Remember that if you stop anything directly in line with your vanishing point, that line's going to be straight. Sometimes that looks kind of odd and you might think it's wrong. If it bothers you and you don't like it, I would just adjust your line and either make it longer or shorter. Your window can be whatever size you want. I am going to ask that everyone does a window. All right, so this could be the same way. If you wanted to make it thin, you could make it a flat screen TV on the wall. You could make it a poster on the wall. This would be the same way you would put anything on this wall that would be flat. So you could have a painting, whatever you wanted. I'm going to add a horizontal line here and here. Vertical, vanishing point, and I am going to create kind of a window seal here, so we don't just have a square on the wall. We have some dimension. If you want to create the lines that are in your window, that one's almost straight because it's in line with the vanishing point. All right, and then you could draw something outside your window if you wanted to. If I wanted to have curtains on this window, my curtain rod would go to the vanishing point. My curtains would hang straight down. The bottom of the curtain would go to the vanishing point, and then because it would overlap this window, I'd have to erase what's behind the curtain. Right. So you could also do that. Now if I had the other side of the curtain over here, it would do the same thing. You do not have to have curtains. You could just have a window without them, or you could add blinds or shades. And I would erase that part of the window. These are just things that I show in the classroom that kids like to see how to do, so they can make decisions on what they want to add to theirs. Again, there's my window seal. Maybe there's the ground, maybe the sun is coming in. All right, your choice on what you do with your window. All right. All right, so let's go just a little bit further. All right, so let's do the floor. So if you're going to put something on the floor, now if you had just a rug on the floor, because I am going to ask that you put something on the floor. If you had just a rug, since it is on the floor, it starts horizontal, and then it would go vanishing point, vanishing point. For right now, I would stick with regular kind of rectangular or square rugs. Doing circles using the linear perspective gets very, very tricky. There are some videos that you can watch on that. You can also make our rug out wider. We want it to go this direction. Vertical, vertical. I mean horizontal, horizontal. You could add fringe to it if you wanted. If you add designs to it, which would be fine, but you just have to make sure that those designs also use the vanishing point. If I start doing stripes just like this, that no longer makes the rug look like it's laying down. In fact, it almost looks like this is like an empty pit that we could fall into. So you have to make sure that anything that you add uses your vanishing point. So if I wanted to make this rug striped, I'd have to just angle it with my vanishing point. And as they got to this side, they would slant the other direction. There would be one in the middle that would be straight. Okay. So just make sure you utilize your vanishing point. Another thing that you could do would be wood slats or even a checkerboard floor. You could do both. You could do your floor and then do a rug on top if you wanted to. All right, so when I'm doing wood slats, I usually like to measure at the beginning so that I can tell my spacing. I'm just going to do every 1 inch. And then those lines are going to go back to my vanishing point. I'm not going to do all of them. Okay, and then I would have horizontal lines that would separate the pieces of wood. Okay, if you wanted your wood slats to go the opposite direction, then they would go horizontal, but then these lines would slant back to your vanishing point. Very similar to the sidewalk that we did in our city video. And you could continue those into this hallway that we've created if you did that. Okay, and just remember these go to that. And if you wanted it to be like a checkerboard floor, then you would just make squares instead of what we've made here as rectangles. So your assignment for this one is to create the structure of your room, add a door or a hallway, add a window, and add something to your floor. Rug, some type of flooring, but to draw something on the floor. My point here is I want to see you make something that is standing and something that is laying down to make sure that you have those skills in place. All right, if you have any questions, just message me and let me know. This is part 1, so don't lose this drawing. Bye, guys.